Hey, welcome back to another video. My name is Kara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. And today I really want to talk about handling toxic people and this kind of ego battle that we get pulled into very often. So if you've got someone in your life who did you wrong or hurt you lately, if you're still holding some grudges or overthinking all the things you want to say to them or you wish you said to them, then this video is for you. So we can get so pulled into the situation, especially when people do something harmful or hurt us. And it's something that I know we all can relate to at one point or another, probably many points in our lives. And what's so important is to realize that your response means everything. So I want to share a super quick example of how I used to handle things versus how I handle things now. Because in the past, if someone would have hurt me or said something mean or whatever the case, I would have acted in one of two ways. So number one, I would have just gone silent. I would have stayed quiet and kind of retracted into myself. I would have probably believed what they were saying and continued to spiral through the thoughts and tell myself that same story until I believed it. So that's not healthy. The second way I would have handled it would have been to lash out in anger. I know I seem like a very calm person and I have a very calm demeanor, but I am a Taurus. I do have some fire and some like snap that can come through. I've gotten a lot better at channeling it, so it's not really apparent anymore. But back in the day, like my anger could have come out for sure, and I would have maybe spoken too soon. I would have like fought fire with fire and tried to hurt them back out of my pain. So instead of just like taking the higher road, I would have been so hurt and frustrated by what they said that I'd say something back and just cause more problems. And a lot of times, situation number two, we think it's gonna make us feel better because we're getting our side out, we're speaking our truth, we're defending ourselves, and we're not just like being pushed aside by this person. So we think it's gonna make me feel better to send this back their way, like they've sent this negative, rude stuff to you, and instead of holding it and carrying it, you're like, no, I'm gonna like throw it right back at you as hard as I freaking can. But that doesn't help either. So I don't know which one you might be. You can let me know in the comments if you are more like type 1 who just internalizes it, or type 2 who like fights back, or if you're a mix of both. But that's how I would have used to handle it. And as you can probably imagine, neither way is really that positive, because no matter what response is, it's continuing to be carried, it's continuing to amplify. So it's either amplifying internally because I'm holding the story so tightly and creating more negative energy, more drama, more doubt, more overthinking. I should have said this, and why didn't I say that? And like, how dare they say this to me? And like feeling all this pain and inner turmoil. So it's amplifying internally. Or I'm either amplifying it externally by like throwing punches and getting into this argument, or amplifying and creating even more drama. So both are just bad. So the way that you learn to handle it in like mindfulness training and with like Tibetan or Buddhist teachings, it can be very hard to grasp at first, because usually our ego is on the defensive. So those kind of teachings, Eastern teachings, a lot of times say, like you just let it go. Like you don't hold on to it or cling on to it in any way. You're not attaching, you're not believing the story, you're not giving it power, and you're just like realizing that whatever they've said, it's their problem, it's their own pain or their beliefs, and it doesn't have to reflect you. So you're just letting it like pass through. And like Osho has a great book on this, The Way of the White Cloud, and it's kind of about thoughts as well, but it's just about like just seeing it and like letting it pass through like a cloud in the sky versus like grabbing onto that cloud, holding onto it so tightly, creating a story, creating a drama and a fight. So this can be really hard to grasp though, because I know for me, and maybe you're thinking this too, then you maybe feel like, well, then they win. And I always had this big thing about other people winning, and like I don't want them to win when they've been rude. I don't know if you can hear it, it's raining so loud out there right now, so I apologize. But I didn't want other people to win. I felt like if I backed down, then I lost, and they got to ride off into the sunset and like whatever. But the thing is like, no matter, there is no winner, but also you're gonna lose if you're clinging to it and if you're creating more drama for yourself. And if something happened 2 weeks ago and you're still sitting here thinking about it and ruminating over it and telling yourself this story or saying, oh, I wish I had said this, or like whatever it is you're doing, you have lost already. It's pretty clear you have lost because you're continuing to carry this and be affected by this. And this is the situation that so many people stay stuck in for all of their life, because they're like 40 years old, 50 years old, and they're still telling the same story from like junior high, how so-and-so, you know, was really mean and picked on them and bullied them, and they're still clinging to it and they're still living their lives based on that old story. So they've lost out on 40 or 50 years of their life thinking a certain way and feeling like a victim and feeling brought down. It's a very disempowered cycle to be in. Whereas when you do practice the Eastern teachings and you practice just letting it go and ignoring it and like it's water off a duck's back, it's just gone, then what do you get to do? You're free. So you have one. You get to go live your life. You get to walk around outside not thinking about what this person said, not thinking about what you should have said to them or what you would say if you see them next time, or how you're going to tell so-and-so about it and create more drama because you need people on your team. You're not going to be thinking any of these things. You're just going to be living your life and free and happy and continuing on down the path that you want to be on, instead of getting sucked into the path that has been possibly created. So an example to share this difference is like a few weeks ago, I had someone who was super nasty on LinkedIn, and it was like so weird. I was like, where is this coming from? And like my initial response, I got this private message from this person that was really, really rude. And like right away when I saw it, my heart kind of did that thing, you know, I felt like sad and a bit angry at the same time because I felt hurt. I was like, where is this coming from? And there was like a moment where I was like, I need to respond and like I need to have the upper hand because this is really immature and rude, and this is like a fellow life coach, and I want to say to them like you're a life coach, like you're helping people become better versions of themselves, like you're so petty and like this is so rude and immature and negative. Like I wouldn't want to be one of your clients because I wonder what you teach. Like these are all the thoughts that were going in my head. And there was a part of me, the old part of me, that really wanted to send that to them and justify it so that I felt better about myself. But then I realized this is just adding fuel to the fire, because I'm not going to win this. The best case scenario, there's no best case scenario actually. Like they're either going to argue it back and now we're back and forth and it's going to create more drama, more negativity. I'm going to be wondering like, oh, what are they going to reply? And I'm going to be on edge. I'm already going to be thinking about other things I could say. Or they're going to like not reply and then I'm still going to wonder and be caught in this spiral. There's not really a good situation. And how does that make me look that now I'm jumping in with like my backup and like I'm on the defensive and I'm pointing fingers at them, calling them petty and rude? But like, what does that make me? That doesn't make me a better person. So it was like really interesting because I was so aware of it and seeing how I would have used to respond versus how I felt to respond this time. And I just was like, there's no winning, and this is just going to create more negative energy and frustration for me. It's not going to benefit anyone. The best thing I can do is just ignore this person and not reply, not give them any energy. I don't care what this person thinks of me, so I don't need to defend myself and justify myself to them. I can live by example, and I can rise above it and still stand firm and strong and confident and happy in who I am, versus letting them pull me down into this really negative vortex. So next time you're in this kind of situation, it doesn't make you weak to say nothing, and it doesn't make you weak to walk away. And I think this is the kind of mindset we have around these things, which is what causes so many clashes and so much fighting. But like, you do not have to see eye to eye with every single person, and you can remove yourself from the negative energy so that when people say certain things, or they are kind of rude, or they're pushing their own projections on you, you don't have to hold them and cling to those projections. You can continue to just live your life and just do what makes you feel good, and spend your energy, attention, and focus on those things compared to getting pulled into that negative place. So this is so important and crucial, I think, in any aspect of our lives, to create that awareness around your own response to things. Because there's a big misconception and a big excuse out there of like, oh, this person caused me the stress, and so said this at work and it really made me negative, or made me sad, or made me, but you chose to respond that way. They said it, but you didn't have to cling to it and identify to it. You could have just let it go and continued to believe your own story and believe that you are good enough, or believe in whatever it is. So if you don't identify to the things other people say, you're going to be a lot farther ahead in life, because you can just continue living by your rules and your story and living in your energy and your space, compared to attaching to all these things and dictating your beliefs and your day and your stress levels and your mood around someone else. Because we cannot control those people. We can't control what they say or think. We can't control the beliefs they have that they grew up with, but we can control whether we give it power. So focus on what you're giving your power to. And another tool is to focus on the environment you're spending your time in, because that is massive. We are the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So if you're spending time and energy around people who are bringing you down or making you feel a certain way, that is going to rub off on you, and it's not in a positive way. So I have a really, really amazing mindset training that I just finished filming. I'll post that down below. It's my Conquer Your Mind. It's a free training for you guys. And in there, one of the things I'm talking about is with the three really common problems people get stuck in, that also keeps them playing the same stories and stuck in limiting beliefs and like in the old version of themselves in the past, just really stuck. One of the main common things is like environment, and people who are unaware of what environment they're in, what that impact has on them. And so you should definitely check out this training if this resonates with you, and if you're looking for freedom from that, and creating a mindset that's going to help empower you every day and help you step into the person it is you want to become, so that these things aren't weighing you down and holding you back and like causing these negative spirals anymore. So I will post that down in the link below, in the box, in the description box, you know what I'm saying. And yeah, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video.